Thank you for choosing to spend your Friday morning with us. Karibu sana, my name is Mariam Bishar.
Most bankable host Brian Aseli.
Yours truly DJ E, aka Mr. Big Energy.
Right now in studio, we are being joined by one of our own, that is the lead editor, Broadcast News, Dan Mwangi, here to just give us details on the breaking news. Karibu sana, Dan Mwangi.
Thank you very much.
Wish we would have you in studio under better circumstances.
I know, and we should make a point of doing so.
Yes, I agree. Please tell us, what's been going on. Maybe just catch us up on this fire incident in Nyeri.
Okay, so the breaking news at the moment is that we have at least 16 pupils who've died and 14 injured. That is at Hillside Academy, which is in Endarasha, which is in Nyeri in the county of Nyeri. It was a fire, a dormitory fire. That's what we have gotten to here, and it's a really unfortunate way to begin our Friday. And this is information we've been confirmed to by the spokesperson of the National Police Service, that's Dr. Resila Onyango. And the police and other rescue teams are on their way. At least the last time we spoke, they are on their way to get to the venue to establish the cause. There's a lot of information that is yet to be established as at yet. So we are waiting to hear that. We also have our team that's heading there to give us live updates as we continue both on TV and online on our online platforms. And actually, to get the latest update, I think we should speak to the police spokesperson.
Yes.
That is Dr. Resila Onyango, who should be online.
Yes, she's on the line. Dr. Resila, good morning.
Good morning, and good morning, Dan and your colleagues.
It's good to hear from you. Yes, you're in studio with, of course, Dan and myself, Mariam, and Brian Asili and DJE. Perhaps you can just give us an update from the police service on what happened at Hillside.
Okay, thank you, ATV. It's a tragic accident that has happened at the primary school called Hillside Academy in Endarasha. It's in Nyeri, within Nyeri County. The incident happened this night, and so far we've lost 17 children. 16, the bodies are burnt beyond recognition. One has died on the way to the hospital, which has brought the numbers to 17. 14 of the children are injured, and they've been rushed to the hospital. We have our teams, our specialized teams heading to the scene that is led by the Deputy Director, DCI, Mr. John Onyango, Senior Assistant Inspector General Police, and the team from the Homicide Unit. We have the National Disaster Management Team from the National Police Service. They are all heading to the team. So it's a very tragic accident that has happened, as I've said. Our heart as a service goes to the families of the little children that we've lost as a nation, and those who have been injured. Really, as a service, we can only wish them quick recovery. We will be able to update the public as we get details, but as at now, these are very preliminary details that we have. Thank you.
All right, Dr. Just to pick up on there, do we have any indication as to, just for confirmation to avoid assumption, this was a dormitory fire?
Yes, the children died in the dormitory. It happened at night when they're in the dormitory, and what might have led to that, we are yet to establish.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Resila, and for making time for us. Just to be sure, also, has the fire been contained entirely?
Those are details that I may have again to get from the field. As I've said, we have our teams on the ground. We are working with the locals, with the county teams to contain the situation.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Resila. Thank you so much for making time for us this fine morning.
Thank you
so fine morning, actually. Thank you. All right, that was, of course, an update from the police spokesperson, Dr. Resila Onyango, on the dormitory fire that has so far claimed the lives of 17 students. Dan, I know you'll keep us updated as this story continues.
Yeah, and just to point out for further context, this will inevitably bring up the conversation around safety in schools.
Yes.
A number of years back, when there was a number of fires in schools, there was a task force that was appointed by the government to look into what needs to be done to ensure schools are safe, especially because there were a lot of fires and some of them were not really out of accidents. It was arson. And a report was put together by the task force, and there were a lot of recommendations, and I'm sure this is definitely going to bring up the conversation around how many of those things have been implemented, whether they should cut across to private schools.
Yes.
Is it just public? That kind of question will come up. So we'll definitely be giving you updates as we continue. But thank you for allowing us.
Dan, just a side note, in case of an incident like this, how is this information broken down to the parents? Because I know it's a sensitive information, and for some to just see it on news would be a little bit tragic for them. How best do you think a school should break down information to parents?
So ideally, there should be some guidelines on how to break down this information, because humans are different. How you would communicate if you're the head teacher or otherwise to one parent is not how I would. So then ideally there should be those guidelines on how to communicate to them once they've established who these pupils are, which is why we would not go with details of who they are, etc. We won't, like on our side as the news platform, would not granulate it too much until afterwards, when we have the confirmation of the details and approvals from the relevant people, be it family, etc., so that you don't know specific details. It's one of those dicey kind of things to handle, because you inevitably have to put it out there because it's a matter of national interest, but you also want to shield the interests of the families and the relatives and the school at large. So this is one which I presume the school should be having some guidelines which should be available to them on how to break down the information. So the presumption is right now there must be people heading to the school or already are there, that is parents, guardians, relatives, etc., just to get a better sense of what the situation is.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dan, for creating time to talk to us. So, more details, I know you'll be furnishing us in the next few minutes or hours to come.
Thank you so much, Dan. Of course, we're getting back in the mix with DJE. We'll be back with a look at our question of the day. And of course, we'll keep you updated on this story. But as we've said before, our condolences do go out to anyone who's lost their loved ones already. And we ask that you stay here, keep it here for updates and news so that we also avoid misinformation, disinformation, because I know there's a lot of that going on around. For now, though, we're back in the mix with DJE.